All right. We are live. I am going to post the links in a couple of places. Whoops, wrong little stream person here. And tonight's stream is going to be for the XU, I think, the Extreme Underground. So, hey guys, how are you? Vinny is going to be coming in pretty soon. For now, we are just going to start hanging out. Look, I have a no drama shirt on, so. I actually bought that because I have too many children. What's up, DJ Franco? Applejack. Yeah, Vinny and I were talking, and Vin was like, if I was in Chicago with that guy, oh man. I'm like, it's a good thing you guys aren't. Not sure if you saw my messages from the other live feed. No, Mike, I didn't see them. What's up, Slipknot Sean? Oh yeah, the title, everything, because Vinny is usually the one that does this. So here, let's see if I can. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out myself. Okay, so we've got shout out to Extreme. Well, I guess. Amy Lee forever. I would never. XU DJ stream. Shout out. Okay, Vin will probably change this when he comes. He always thinks of like things that are more interesting to write and stuff. Okay, this is background fonts. I don't know how to change that, but you know what? I can put a little smiley. That I know how to do. Boop, boop. I can add those. And you guys will see them very soon. Hold on. Oh, a little guitar. How cute. Oh, I think I figured out how to make shout out different. Shout out. I'm going to make that like a red. Let's see how this is. Let me know how this is. It's kind of boring. Right? It's boring. It's that background color is boring. Let's see. Let's go for something a little brighter. Ooh, that's very bright. It's a little less bright. I don't know. Let's see how bright looks. Tell me what you guys think. Is this too much? Ah! Yeah, that's probably too much. What'd you say? Oh, really? Why? What's so special about this day? No, Slipknot Sean, I did not see that message. The spider killed him. Amy, why did you remind me of the spider? I actually don't know where he went. He was definitely alive. He was definitely conscious yesterday. As long as he doesn't fall down on my head, I guess I could be all right. Yeah, this is the Extreme Underground. You ended up on a ventilator because of COVID? And you were in a coma? Oh my gosh. Was that because of COVID? That's insane. What's up, Becky? My twins. Kylie's life celebrated? What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. I know what you're talking about, Applejack. I'm sorry to hear that, but I am glad that we're here with you. You found a gecko in the kids' bathtub tonight. Ooh, that's exciting. Okay, Slipknot Sean, I will make one exception this time, and you can send it to the secret email so I can see it. But beyond that, only send stuff that's related to song reactions to that channel. But this is the one exception I'm saying. It's a happy day, sorry. Mike, are you serious? Well, I'm glad it didn't take. Holy shit. Jeez, Oh, Mike, I'm so glad it didn't take. You know what? Sometimes life gets so difficult. It literally sometimes feels like this is the only way. This is the only solution. It's not, though. Amy Lee, it's too bright for you. Here, let's try this. No, wrong one. It's this background color. Let me see. purple. Actually, this purple kind of looks pretty cool, I think. Sorry, I'm late with my stream. These songs are hard to pick. That's okay. Take as much time as you need. Oh, geez, Mike. Who found you? Or how did you get the help you needed, if that's not too personal of a question? I don't know. I'm trying to clear this with, I guess if we're sitting here. I'm trying to make it so it's a little clearer. Oh, I think that worked. Okay, let's see here. Jeez, Mike. Whew. Oh, your roommate did? Oh my goodness. That's just terrible. Sorry, I wasn't sure what you did. What did you do? My album review request, and I apologize for missing your stream 2 weekends ago on the 28th of August. It was my birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday. And, you know, Anthony, I am not sure. Send me an email right now. Anthony, do you have the secret email? Here's Jambi. You won 700 in a footy tipping comp from work. What is that? I don't even know. And went for a walk down my street and gave it all to a guy that's struggling to put food on the table. Feeling good. It is a good feeling. See, I used to ask Vinny, I'm like, yeah, but if it's so joyful to give to other people and that feeling makes me feel good, so good, is it really actually being like a good person if you're doing something that like you get so much benefit from? And then one time he was like, well, he said, people, you are what you like. You're the type of person that what gives you joy. So if you're the type of person that gives joy in giving food or money or helping somebody, then that's one type of person. And then some people will find joy when their things go well for them, and when they spoil themselves, that's when they feel joy. So obviously, when you're in a situation where you get to help other people and you're feeling really good about it, that's a good sign, my friend. Let's see. Wow, Mike, I'm glad you're doing better. Must speak from other honors. Sorry, are you talking with the other people in the YouTube stream? Oh yeah, that's true. I am. I'm actually talking on multiple platforms. I didn't realize it. I'm talking to Mike, who's on Facebook. So yeah.
Call my phone.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I gotta call Vinny. He can't find his phone. What's up, Sadie? Steven, you're from Australia? That's nice. It must be. Is it nice all year round, basically, over there? Yeah. You can hear Vin. Yeah, he's calling. And he helped me find my phone. Here he is.
Pocket iron's not working.
What's not? It's not plugged in. I unplugged it because I needed to plug in my hair thing. Oh, you replugged it back in? Oh, you heard him say, "Be respectful to your mother." Yeah, they're talking to their mom right now. No, I'm not talking to imaginary Mike Amy Lee. No, he's coming up. It's true. I actually didn't even realize, because I'm never on Vinny's computer. I'm usually on that one. So I didn't realize that you see. You know what's weird? I used to see all these comments coming up on his side. I was like, I wonder what that comment is. I wonder what that is. And I would never see it on my screen. So that explains why. Mike, there are multiple people sending their love to you. Yeah, it's another Mike. It's not Franco.
That's an interesting color choice.
Anthony, I responded to all of my emails today. So if you didn't get a response from me today, resend the email and I will check my spam folder, because I actually found, strange as it is, there was another Anthony that sent me a message and his went right to spam as well. So yours might have gone there. Okay.
Fuck.
What?
Damn it.
I forwarded that email to myself, so I can check into that later. What? If you see this, look.
What?
I'm just gonna show you this mic.
Holy shit. Is he okay now?
Yeah, but he was in a coma on ventilator, everything.
Holy shit. He's okay now though, right?
Yeah, he said he's doing better now. So.
Hey, shout out to the homie, man. Jeez.
And Jambi got like something at his work.
Jambi did?
Yeah, he got like $700, and then he went down the street and took it and gave it to somebody that he knows needs help getting food on the table. So he's like, needless to say, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I was like, yep, well that's the definer, right? What gives you joy?
Yeah, fucking Jam. Of course, Jambi did that. Of course he did. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Hey, Kellendross is here. I haven't seen Kellen in a while, bro.
Well, it's his crew.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what do you have a... I can't think of anything.
I'm not sure. What's up, Lisa? We got to fix that title. The title's wrong.
What do you mean?
Stand by. Engage the people.
The title's wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean of the actual thing, yeah. I'm coming back to you guys.
Hey, Applejack in the house.
Where's the live?
Happy Pilly? Is that what we call him? How do I pronounce that? That's remember I was talking about him today? Is Applejack's bro?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, we were talking about you today.
Yep.
On the way to the mall to fix our shizit. Hope your mom's doing okay today. Must be a hard day for her. Pilly.
I'll have to work on that thumbnail.
It's Pilly Day, bitches.
You kicked me out of the last stream. Not sure why.
Who was that?
We actually JZ12003. We actually can't kick people out of streams. We can just silence their comments. And if
I think some of the mods can boot people. I think
we can't boot them off the channel. They can still see what's going on. They just can't comment.
Right. I think that's what he meant when he said booted.
Yeah, but
probably meant he got blocked.
Okay, from what I understand, those timeouts are either 300 seconds long or indefinite.
Well, yeah, you can put somebody in a timeout, or you can like completely block them.
Right, which means he would be talking right now unless they unblock him.
Jack Beak in the house.
So I don't know if somebody blocked you. I don't know anything about it, and I don't know why you would be unblocked if somebody blocked you. He's like, I didn't even actually say anything. Yeah, I don't know. Some people have said that they've...
Where is it?
What?
Where is the...
Okay, you have to go to boards. No, boards. See up there? Yeah. And then go to Alliance Picks. And then Extreme Underground.
Okay.
You... Remember the hotel I inherited? I had to file for license to do freebie for people with kids and not huge income. It cost me almost $9,000 way to inspire philanthropy. Wow, that's
unbelievable.
Crazy, Amelie.
Unbelievable. Why do you have these as green over here? Did we already do these?
No.
So why are they green? Oh, is that just the color of
their crew?
I got it.
I hope my English don't get me blocked. It won't get you blocked, Andre. You have to cross the lines.
CB, Vin and Sori at gmail.com. Send me an email picture of your brother, please. And let me know if we have clearance to use it at some point. Okay, guys.
Well, Anthony, I can't send you the secret email because then it wouldn't be a secret because it would be in the chat. But what you can do right now is send an email to vinandsori@gmail.com, and I'll respond to that with the secret email. So send it to me now.
No, I'm not okay. I'm pissed off, River Roth, but don't worry. Metal will help me. I just have the worst luck. Son of a bitch. But it happens. You can't expect for life to just go well for you all the time.
All right.
So I got my folks here. We're good to go. All right. Applejack.
You guys, I can't think of what to use for a picture for. I'm not feeling very inspired right now. What would be a good picture to use for the Extreme Underground in their Well, my Yankees lost again. Hey, Vin and Sori.
The Yankees lost. Oh no. Oh no. Oh hey, that's Vietnam forever. No comment.
Oh yay, Sadie! That's exciting. It's
no comment, Tasco.
It's so fun bringing in stuff from the garden that you've worked, and then canning it and having it on the shelf for the winter is a really cool feeling.
Ooh, an XU logo. Perfect. Hey, what's up, Nate Dogg?
Yeah, do that. Send me a logo. That would be great.
I feel so bad for you as a fan. Yeah. We're good. We're good. Get away from that mic. Some people saying I'm too low. Other people saying it's too high. You're not going to win today, bro. You are not going to win today. Fuck.
What are you excited about? Oh, yeah, you're canning. Yeah. I used to do pickles and string beans and corn. Although, you know what? When I did the corn and the string beans, it tasted so much like just canned corn and string beans from the store. It just didn't seem like it was worth that much. Like all the work that went into it, I was like, that's not worth it. The pickles I felt was worth it though, because they were so good, and pickles are actually expensive if you're getting like a good brand. So I felt like that was worth it to do.
Well, you screamed. I guess I did, huh?
Yeah, is that law changing, Tasco?
Hello.
I saw that like there was like a group of the Satanist group, I think, that we had done the documentary on, was really trying to advocate for changing that abortion law, but I don't know if they actually did get it changed or not.
No, they did. They didn't. They tried to say it was their religious freedom or something like that. I think the Texas abortion law is a state in the right direction, although, look, for me, it's really simple. We don't kill innocent human beings. And so a heartbeat bill is a step in the right direction, but a human is a human before the heartbeat. So it's still classified as a living being, whether or not the thing has a beating heart. I'm specifically talking about conception to, the first 4 or 5 weeks. But obviously, a lot of abortion providers really do not like very, very early. Like if you have sex and like get pregnant like the next day, they're going to send you home and tell you to come back in a month or two, because there's not enough of a differentiation between the baby and the mother's uterine wall, and they don't want to puncture that and have the girl go into sepsis. And so they'll actually, most of the time, they'll send the girl home and tell her to wait for a month or two, so there's enough of a distinction.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're trying to protect the mother, and I think that that's great, because many a woman has changed her mind in that waiting period. What I think is going to happen in Texas, obviously, is that's gonna change, and what that's gonna do is it's going to open up a lot of these clinics to lawsuits and things of that nature. And I know there are pro-life groups that'll obviously there have been a lot of pro-life groups that have no problem with subterfuge, right? Like going in there, hidden camera, setting people up, whole 9 yards. So I think effectively it's going to result in the practical cessation of abortion in Texas, and I think that's a good thing. I think Alabama also just recently passed a law stating that babies in utero are persons. So that's decent. So yeah, I mean, that's my take on it.
Honey, did you notice that there's a bunch of stuff in our spam folder?
Yeah, I did. I was just waiting.
Oh. Okay.
They have it set up so that you can turn women in for having an abortion, but there's a group that has been trolling it by sending fake reports. Yeah, see, that's where I have a very, very hard break with the quote-unquote pro-life movement. This demonization of women and this idea that women are just skipping into the abortion clinic, I can tell you definitively, I have seen many a woman walk into abortion clinic, and 98% of them were not skipping. They were not happy. But it goes toward this sort of stereotype for women who are in these horrible situations where they're the ultimate villain, when in reality, a lot of those abortions are abortions of survival to a degree. I mean, if you're talking about a girl in the suburbs, you know, people call them convenience abortions. You know, convenience abortion is technically an abortion that isn't life-threatening or something like that. They call it a convenience abortion. But a lot of these girls are inner city girls with not a lot of resources or access there too. And the idea that you can now deploy regular citizens to go after women, and then the men who impregnate these women, who abandon them, who rape them, who traffic them, they get off scot-free, but now we're going to encourage people to report women. Like, I'm completely and totally 1,000% against that. It's bullshit. It's misogynistic, and it really shows what's from my vantage point. Some of this has to do with the channel, but some of it just has to do with being on the outside looking in at people I used to work with, and then watching how they talk, and watching particularly when women are the subject. I'm like, holy shit, how the hell was I around all these misogynists and didn't know it? Which obviously means it's because I obviously must have had some misogynistic leanings myself. Otherwise, I don't understand how I could have. Because like right now, those people would have kicked me out in 2 days. Right? So how the fuck were you so buddy with them? So obviously, to me, you know, it exposes, you know, my own kind of misogynistic sort of impulses, which obviously, being born in a male-dominant society and being born with a sinful nature, it's damn near impossible not to be. But we're all responsible to do introspection and grow. So for me, I'm completely against. I'm completely against that. And if you make it your personal business to go and snoop into women's lives and all that, so that you can report them and bring them to justice, you're a low person. Let's say it that way. Y'all caught me in a bad day, so I'm just gonna not have any filter, and it's just gonna be Vin Day where I just go off and say whatever I say. But I think it's really horrible, and fuck those people. So there you go. Hey, Gershok! Gershok was here. Yeah, the Democrats are going to use it as voter stuff. I mean, this is okay. Thank you very much, CB. This is you know, this is one of those things, man, where it's a frustrating situation for me on the outside looking in, for sure. But it's a very complicated situation, and you know, the more and more I talk about it, the less and less I like people. Because it's just from the apathy on the quote pro-choice side, and the misogyny on the supposed pro-life side. I just say fuck everybody when it comes to this topic. Okay. All right, guys.
Okay, you can pull down that thing to put their little logo in the corner.
Oh, you got it?
Yep, that's already there.
Thank you, CB. I got it. That's a handsome bastard, that man. Look at that. All that gold and shit. Beautiful ass.
Oh.
Yeah, he on that shit. Gang, gang. Yo, the Bloods were crazy in my school, man. I tell you that. They were like outnumbered like 20-1, and the Crips were all scared of them, scared to death of them. Later, bro. We were Gersh, we were just watching your cover of what do you call it? Your cover of Saint Anger. And,
yeah, it was good.
Holy shit.
Were you wearing Jay's shirt in that? Like somebody was wearing Jay's shirt, I think.
It was better than the original. So, there you go. There you go.
Okay, honey, what do you want?
All right,
here?
guys, we're at 2 minutes.
So that's their little logo. This was the name of one of the bands. I don't know any of those band names, so I don't know which one I should put on there.
Just leave it as that. That's fine. We gotta get a shirt like that. That's a badass shirt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got that up in there?
Yes. All right, guys. We're gonna shoot the commercial. Where commercial's coming, and Emily Dashinell. I've never heard that one before, Treva.
Coming, so just you can start the commercial.
I've never heard that one before. I've heard Trinity from the Matrix. I've heard, I'm going to Korn concert on September because I'm old enough to go now. That's what's up, Nate Dogg. That's what's up tonight. Where you going, Jimmy? Nah, I got you, CB. I got you, bro. I got you. I was thinking about him and I was talking about him with Shorty today. Get the fuck out of Chicago, bro. Get your family out of there. Did the stream die? I don't think the stream died. I hope not. What pisses me off is the majority of the men are passing these abortion laws are old white men that want to control women's bodies, don't know the first thing about a child. Well, I hear you. And like I said, being on the outside looking in on a lot of them, absolutely. A lot of them absolutely was just... I mean, I'm not going to say that. My crew, they were definitely concerned about the lives. I mean, and we proved it. Our crew had like, I don't want to exaggerate, just go low number. We had like 6 adoptions in that crew. So like we were dead ass serious about it on the personal level. But on the political level, they were no social programs, no help, no, you know the whole no socialism nonsense. But I do think, to your point, there's a difference between real actors and activators and activists versus, governments and politicians and, senators and such. And certainly there is a lot of septuagenarian, octogenarian men who have no idea. The gender thing definitely is something to be considered, but the major thing for me actually is the economic class side of things. So when you have, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, if you've been born with a silver spoon in your mouth and you've never had to struggle, then your understanding of abortion and the reasons for why people have abortions, etc., are going to be necessarily skewed. And if you don't have somebody to supplement that, then you're going to make decisions based on complete and total ignorance, which I think is the point that you were talking about, which obviously we agree with for sure. My big problem is the draconian laws and the fact they don't care about improving people's conditions. Want to stop abortion, social programs, and proper education about sex ed is probably effective. I agree. Come back to New York. I was going to change it, Amy. I don't know. Telling CB to come to New York. may not be a good situation either. May I ask your opinions on the LGBTQ? I think that's extremely... Right now, we're jumping into Jung, and Jung is talking about the shadow self. And one of the things that he said that really caught my attention was this whole anima versus animus thing. So every man has a feminine side and feminine, energy. He doesn't use the term energy. I forgot what he uses. And then women have a male,
it's the mind. It's in the mind.
Male mind, whatever, inside of them, and et cetera. And that's part of our social makeup and things like that, which obviously has implications in the LGBTQ context. Now, I'm assuming you're asking that question because we're explicitly Christian. I believe everything the Bible says about sex and sexuality, namely that God made Adam and Eve, and that the first commandment God gave human beings was to be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. So men and women are both equally, ontologically equal image bearers of God, whose job it is to populate the earth and rule as kings and queens. So obviously, LGBTQ is a variance from that. Now the question is, how does God react to that? That's the question. My perspective is that all of us are born in complete and total sin. That's what I believe. I got my buddy Kellen Dross in here. We had a pretty extended discussion on it. If you're interested in it, I will release that video to you. Me and Kel kept those videos very kind of restricted because I didn't. Well, some of the stuff that we share, like there's one video I'm not going to share with anybody. I mean, Kel can share it, but I'm not going to share it. But because some of the stuff that was said there could be construed a certain way, and I don't want people looking at a person this way because of one thing that was said. So one video I'm not going to share, but there's a, we had a pretty in-depth conversation about original sin and how it works and all the rest of it. Okay, but I'm going all over the place here. So specifically when it comes to the LGBT, the question is, how does God react to it? And of course, most conservative evangelicals are going to say, well, we know, that God hates them. He's going to send everybody. He's going to send them all to hell. And so it's interesting because even in conservative evangelicalism right now, there is a war about LGBTQ, and you got some real bona fide. You have some real bona fide conservative, straight up conservative Christians that are starting to rethink the way that we've treated LGBTQ people. My perspective is this right here. So we're told that the law is not laid down for the righteous, but for the lawless and the disobedient. And then Paul goes and lists a bunch of sins: the ungodly, sinners, the unholy and profane, those who strike their mothers and fathers, for murderers, the sexually immoral. That's what do you call that? Heterosexualism, right? Sexually immoral. Men who practice homosexuality. That's the Greek term arsenokoites, which basically combines arson, which means male, and koitain or coitus, which means bed literally, but arsenokoites, man bedders, whatever. Enslavers. That is enslavers. That is a kidnapper who sells and a customer who buys. They're all listed the same in the same list. This is called a vice list, okay? And so here's my thing. You got this guy, Jonathan Edwards, okay? Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God. Very famous guy, very famous preacher. And you can see here where it says enslavers, he owned 2 slaves. One was by the name of Titus, the other the name of Venus, who he bought for $13 and never set them free. And when he was confronted with it by congregants in his by the people in his church, he said, you guys are just jealous because you don't have slaves or whatever. So here's my point.
Evangelical, he said they can't afford him, which is crazy because they were paying his...
Correct. They were paying his salary, and he used the money that God's people bought him and bought slaves with him. So here, when you see right here where it says enslavers, notice men who practice homosexuality is right next to it. So here's what's interesting. Evangelicals will say, yep, Jonathan Edwards owned slaves and he never set them free. And he knows what the New Testament said, but he... you got to give him grace because he's a man of his time. Like, that's literally the argument that they use. They say, well, he was a man of his time, as if all white people, to me, that's like a racist thing to say. Like, all white people back then believed that owning slaves was okay. No, they didn't. There are a lot of white people that were like, this isn't okay, including people in your church. You dummy. So my point is, why are we? And Jonathan Edwards, there is no question in these evangelicals' minds that he's saved, that he made it. Jonathan Edwards, he has conferences named after him. He has colleges named after him. All the top teachers say he's the greatest mind the world's ever produced. He owned these 2 slaves, and somehow evangelicals find ways to justify that and still get him to heaven. But then if a person was the sin right before, they're definitely going to hell. And so that's where I say, okay, I'm out. Either Jonathan Edwards is in hell, along with all the gay people, or if God can find grace to find some way to get Jonathan Edwards in, then my gay friends are coming in too, if they believe in Jesus. So that's what I would say. Now, I don't know where Jonathan Edwards is. So don't say, Vin said that. I don't know where Jonathan Edwards is. I'm not very confident that he's with God. I don't know where he is. So I don't know what God is going to do with a gay person who sincerely wants to follow Jesus and has this conflict. I'm not going to say God's going to send people to hell for that. What I will say is that God is a savior, and his default personality is to save people because he doesn't like to see people in pain. And I also know that the bar for what many people consider faith is actually a lot lower than we make it. So there's that. So that's the best I could do in answering that question. I try to answer it once a month because it's important, and we've heard a lot of people on that. All right. So anyway, that's my answer to that. Commercial time and first song on the way. Vin,
I'm sorry.
if you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a live stream going on tonight for the Extreme Underground.
Yes, sir.
Known as the
Also known as the
that momentarily.
XU.
You can see the one coming across the bottom here while we're waiting for their logo to pop up. So yeah, on the agenda tonight.
Yes, we have a wonderful agenda, you horrible people.
Yeah,
no, Monster Magnet is not on the agenda.
No, so sorry.
So that's an old thing that I will update soon.
Okay, this is what happened. I started the stream, and I'm not accustomed to doing that. And so everything got left. At least the little ticker at the bottom got changed.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything, dear listener.
Tishan Blood.
Tishan Blood.
Tishan Blood.
That's
Synod?
Cadaver Synod. So a synod is when like a bunch of religious people get together and make a decision.
So there's a bunch of dead people making.
So it's like basically like the
decisions.
It's a synod from a bunch of dead people.
Oh.
Or cadaver usually though has to do with the body itself.
Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah. All right. It's really sad because my mother doesn't know who Monster Magnet is. Somebody said that your mic is off. Sorry.
Yeah, mine's off.
Yours is
Back
blinking.
on.
You didn't need to do that.
Didn't need to do what?
This insane song was brought to you by Young Master Sage. Is that Damon Sage, the world famous
Damon Sage?
Damon Sage is a legend in our community. Speaking of legends, this handsome young lad is the big homie Pilly. Pilly has a twin brother who is in the chat right now. Pilly went to the A and Soph today. It's his twin brother. It's not his birthday; it's the day that he died. So
He's called it a life celebration.
Yeah, celebration of life. So shout out to the homie Pilly. It's Pilly Day, and
it was not. It was today, like X amount of time.
Yeah, today is in this day. So that's Applejack right there. So much love to the homie. Shout out to all them bloods. We got to come together, y'all. We're all one blood. You feel me? Rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to Indian Red Boy. Rest in peace to all the gangsters, all the G's in the world. All right, guys. Having said that, the time has arrived. The time has arrived.
Oh yeah, Damon's X Factor.
Tishan Blood, Cadaver Synod.
This is, how do you say that? Bestial?
Bestial
Is
black
it supposed
metal.
to be Beast?
Bestial.
There's no A, so I thought it
Bestial
wasn't.
black metal.
Song. This is the first one that we've ever done like
Okay,
this.
so this is a
This is a
bestial
new genre.
bestial black metal, and if we hate it, we are to blame Damon Sage.
But
So the big homie said today's a celebration, so we're gonna celebrate. You heard? Shout out to the homie. We're gonna be happy. It's metal time, and Goth Mom has just changed her name back to Goth Mom. Yes.
Yay!
I was getting afraid. If you say anything about Goth Mom's name, you're going to get banned. People saying I'm too loud. Okay, we gotta go. Metal time. Let's go. Tishan Blood, Cadaver Synod. Let's go. This is gonna be bad. We are definitely entering a portal. Fear. think it's over.
I hope
It's
it
over. This is a very interesting band.
Strong relationship song, I see.
Yeah, very, very big relationship song for sure. So this is, I just got to show you guys this.
Oh my God.
This is the most metal. So this Pope has been dead for 7 months. And this man brought him up for trial.
Say Wallahi.
Wallahi.
They literally did that?
Let me tell you guys the background to this song, okay? So,
Oh, no.
the Cadaver Synod was a real synod, I guess. The Cadaver Synod, also known as the Cadaver Trial, Synodatus Horrenda. That's what they should have done. They should have done that one, Synodatus Horrenda. Is the name commonly given to the ecclesiastical trial of Pope Formosus, who had been dead for about 7 months in the Basilica of St. John Lateran in Rome, January 897. The trial was conducted by Pope Stephen VI, the successor to Formosus' successor, Pope Boniface VI. Stephen had Formosus' corpse exhumed and brought to the papal court for judgment. He accused Formosus of perjury and of having acceded to the papacy illegally. At the end of the trial, Formosus was pronounced guilty and his papacy retroactively declared null. So there was literally a cadaver trial.
Okay,
like,
first
literally
of all, that
dug up
should
dug
have
up this dude's-
disqualified the next priest. You can't just dig up a body and condemn it like it's a human being. Like, if you're a
Hold
religious
on,
person...
say that again.
I said that should have disqualified the next priest, the one that was standing there holding him on trial. Like, the priest of all people should know that a person is not just a body, but a soul and a spirit, and that's long gone. They're just going to condemn a body?
Well,
Very
I think,
weird.
I mean, obviously a lot of it was theater. To do that is a bunch of political theater, right?
Sure.
So it wasn't about logic or rationality. It was about making a big show of it, right? Because none of them. I mean, the guy can't respond to any of the charges or the questions, right? So, yeah, it's.
But you see what I'm saying?
Not
No, you
particular. Say it again.
I'm saying if you're a religious person,
Yep.
and you have an understanding that a person is more than just a body, but they're a soul and a spirit and a body.
Yep.
And so the fact that they even brought this body up on to take them to trial, I don't think stands with their biblical worldview. That it's not just a body.
Well,
like-
remember, Catholicism doesn't limit itself only to having a biblical worldview, right? They have a combination of the Bible and then the magisterium.
do they have anything in the magisterium that would encourage such behavior?
Yes, he's the
Oh,
Pope.
my God. Oh, well, yeah, that's just him making it up as he goes.
I don't know about making up as he goes, but he's got the authority because he sits in the chair of Peter.
So it was something before him?
No, he can set precedents.
Right.
He's
That's
the Pope.
why I said make it up as you go. He hit that point, he was like, new law?
Well, no, they can't make
We
it up.
can now
Like
condemn a body.
for example, there's no Pope that can say Jesus Christ is not God in the flesh. So they can't make up anything they want. The problem is that there's nothing explicit in the Bible that says you can't dig somebody up and condemn them, right? So and there's a lot of, I don't know if we talked about this like with the regulative principle, but in Protestant evangelicalism, there's this entire concept of worship, the worship wars. And so the Reformed guys came up with the regulative principle of worship, which is basically says, unless the Bible explicitly states you should do X for worship, then you can't do it. The other side says, no, unless the Bible explicitly condemns something, then we can't do it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So one is saying we can only do something relative to God if it's a positive command. The other side says, no, we can do whatever we want as long as there's no negative command.
That's you, right?
Right. So I'm more negative command, you're more positive command. There's nothing in the Bible that says that this Pope can't do this. So if you go from the negative command side, then he can still do it. I mean, it's ridiculous, but like I said, he was doing that as an act of, because the papacy itself was, especially, we're not out of the first century yet. 897 is essentially still, Technically, it's the 2nd century. But you see what I'm saying? So you can't say he did something unbiblical, but obviously it was, in poor taste or whatever. But
poor taste.
There's no way. Like, what would you argue? Like, biblically, how would you argue against that? Like what the Pope did.
One could even construe it as gossip. He wasn't there. The man wasn't there. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of things that you could probably come across for why you shouldn't do that. And if you're standing there saying that a person is not just a body, but that your belief system says that you're body, soul, and spirit, and that when, absent from the body, present with the Lord, like, that you're not there anymore. If we thought that demons or people were still floating around after they passed on, then yeah, go ahead, pull them up there and condemn him. You know what I'm saying? But that's not even their belief system.
Yeah, but...
So it's all just...
Yeah.
It's all theatrics. That's what it is.
Yeah, it was all
so gross.
It was all theatrics. They didn't do the same thing for Honorius, but...
And I'm sure it was affected their family.
Pope Honorius was another guy who was... he was condemned as a heretic.
You know what? They kind of did stuff like that a lot. Didn't they, like, dig up people's bones and burn them and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and when you look at Roman Catholicism with their iconography and things like that, relics. Relics are a big thing. They were selling the Blessed Mother's breast milk back in the day in Martin Luther's time.
Wait, what happened?
I'm not fucking with you. I'm serious.
I felt like I just misheard that, but
They
then I guess I didn't.
They were selling the Blessed Mother's breast milk.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, people bought it. Fell for that shit. But yeah. I mean, there's definitely very
all the ways to try to make money. That's just one of the craziest right there.
I mean, what can you do?
The fact that you would come up with some scam like that, and the fact that you would believe some scam. I don't know which one's worse.
I'll text one of these kids to bring me my battery. I'm about to die. I'm about to go the way of all men. Yeah. Okay. As far as the music goes, what did you think about the music? What did you think about the music?
I hated it.
You hated the music?
I hated it.
Does that mean we have an extra C portion available then?
I don't know.
We do. We got one more C.
Oh, good.
Hated it. See, I disagree with you guys. Well, I agree with Kellendross. The production, I thought, if you're gonna do a song like that with that kind of messy playing, you almost need production to be better.
Yeah.
Because the mind, it's so like avant-garde and kind of without boundaries that it's hard to say, okay, what's going on? It's hard to get the rhythm. But I did get the rhythm in the middle of the song because that drummer was really controlling the tempo of the song. And there were changes, especially to the end. There was a lot of like rhythmic drumming, but I almost feel like for example, Metallica's One, the heavy part that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
I was watching it a couple days ago live, and it sounded terrible. Like, if I didn't know Metallica...
You would have never listened to them again?
I would have been like, oh my God, that's a terrible song, blah, blah, blah. But because I know what's going to happen, and my mind is already, like, hip to it, because my mind is like, it's going to go... So my mind knows that. So even though it sounded like trash... You know what I'm saying? Even though it sounded like trash or whatever, my mind basically filled in the blanks, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So what happens is, if you have a song like these guys had, your mind is going to have a much harder time filling in the blanks because it's not familiar with those structures. Mm-hmm. So you almost have to be even more crazy about your production so that people can kind of ride the wave, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how... I mean, it doesn't matter what genre or how good you are or how bad you are on guitar. At the end of the day, music is about tempo. It's about the waves, and it's about catching that wave, especially when it comes to metal. And so I thought they did a good job with it. I just think that this is one of those songs where you have to listen to it about 18... It's kind of like a Deathspell Omega song where you have to really dedicate yourself to getting it. The problem is, not a lot of people are going to do that because people are going to say, well, music shouldn't be a chore, right? It should be plug and play. I shouldn't have to work to like your music. And I understand that part of it. But if you want to find a way to kind of get out of the monotony of, what you're hearing, then obviously these are better ways to go at it. But yeah, I mean, I understood what people were saying, as far as like the the production value, but I didn't think the song was as bad as people were saying that it was on the.
Oh, a lot of people didn't
on
like
the site.
it.
Oh yeah, people hated it on the site. But and again, I think the low production really, really, really hurt it. Really hurt it. But there were, especially when Kel made a comment. Basically, he said that drummer is killing it, or he said something.
That's possible. I can't comment on the drummer. I didn't even.
He said something like that drummer. It's hard to maintain. I forgot what he said, but it was really true. What he said.
No,
but he said something to the effect of, their it takes it. There it is. It takes an incredible amount of stamina to play stuff like this. Yeah, listen to the song again and listen to what that drummer did throughout the entire song, because he really controlled the song. And I'm pretty sure if you listen to it again 2 or 3 times, I'm not gonna say you're gonna like it, but I think you're going to react to it a little bit differently once your brain gets. When we did, I discovered this during the whole painkiller thing.
I know, but
I hated him on page. What were you saying?
This is not that for me.
All right, so what's your thoughts on the music? Like,
I just thought the whole thing was a complete disaster. And when he said what was the thing? Oh, man, what was the thing that Kellendross said about it?
It takes a credible amount of stamina to play.
Oh yeah, it takes stamina to listen to it as well. That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I did not like this one at all. Like, this is at all. It was just everywhere. It felt very messy. I think I can't even. So apparently, obviously, this is David's thing. He likes this song. So
it's probably his band.
No offense. No way you can take that out of there, though. It's offensive, I'm sure, if I say they don't like it. But I mean,
She hates your guitar playing, Damon. Sorry, buddy.
I don't like this song at all. Like, I don't think that there's anything really redeemable about it. That's how bad I feel. I really don't like this one.
Ridiculous.
I don't like this one at all.
Nothing honestly, redeemable about the song. Look at the lyrics.
You know what, Danny? I will throw in with you on that.
What?
Danny said Sori would have liked it better if she had corpse paint on. And that is very possible. Because I don't like this type of music, but when I have corpse paint on, I do feel different. You should have warned me, XU.
That's terrifying.
It is, but
silence.
So interesting. Okay, so yeah. That's
silence.
A no for me.
Every possible variety of figure and configuration. Silence. The air is full of you. The earth and the sea and the lowest subterranean depths. Silence your multiple heads. Silence the deafening hiss of serpents, covering the murmur of the dead. That is a brilliant line. Silence, the air is full of you. Get it? The air is full of you.
No. The man's dead.
Well, I'm assuming that they're saying that he's stinking up the joint because of his body.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So gross.
Because it's like silence, like order in the court. That's like what I'm getting, that kind of energy at the beginning. It's like a courtroom scene, basically, is what he's trying to do. Silence!
Why does it say silence your multiple heads? I actually, when it first started, I thought we were talking about Medusa.
Probably.
Silence the deafening hiss of serpents, covering the murmur of the dead.
Probably. It has to do with what he lied about. He probably had some sexual foible or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So silence your multiple heads. Silence the deafening hiss of serpents, covering the murmur of the dead. See the accused. Ably has he built his reality. Schemes his planet graveyard. Ho ho ho. Ably he has built his reality. Schemes his planet graveyard. Wow. I
don't get it.
These lyrics are crazy. See the accused. The accused is the guy
that's dead in the chair.
It was a former pope. It was a pope before him, technically.
Yeah.
And so what he's saying is that this Pope basically ruled the world, so the planet is his graveyard. You know how you get buried kind of like in your on your property or whatever? Well, the planet is his graveyard, so he's, whatever. Solar systems of dust, disease, falseness, and blood. Ably, what is he saying? Ably heresy as his own black image enthroned, for he has become the tomb. Woohoo! He has become the tomb of his sons, the grave of time. How can you not say that this guy is lyrically gifted? This guy, the lyrics are insane. He's really gifted. Huh?
Who said that? He wasn't lyrically gifted.
For he has become the tomb of his sons, the grave of time. As mankind shed skin to wear the night, and naked horror, and the voice of the black earth echoes from within their hearts. Now night lives in their souls in the bright summer day, and laughter estranged by terror, voices hoarse with false prayer. Okay, so I took this to mean, he's probably talking about his influence over people. That he has a corrupting influence over the people that he was leading, because it says,
my gosh,
mankind sheds skin. He sheds skin to wear the night. To wear the night. Mm-hmm. That's not crazy writing.
No, that's good.
These lyrics are insane. This man can write his ass off. What do you mean?
And the voice of the black earth echoes from within their hearts. Now night lives in their souls in the bright summer day, and laughter is strained by terror, voices hoarse with false prayer. So he's saying, you did this to these people, now there's darkness inside of them when they should be having joy?
Right. So he had darkness.
Sounds to me this man needed to be...
And then his false, whatever, created darkness in other people, basically. That's crazy.
That's a really extreme way of saying that, too. Voices hoarse with false prayer.
Yeah. Especially if this guy's a Protestant, because that's a big thing in Protestantism, is that Catholics pray vain prayers. Now, I don't say that, but a lot of Protestants and ex-Catholics say that. I've heard you say it once or twice, vain prayers.
Sure. Yeah, that's what we were taught.
The priest tells you to do like 15 Hail Marys or whatever. I think that's what he's talking about.
Well, yeah, because the Bible says, like, don't speak big, flowery words wherein is excess. Mm-hmm. But then if there's another point, it really depends. Then there's another point in time where it doesn't say that. It more or less says, like, pray without ceasing. That means pray without stopping, like always be praying. So then it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to use a lot of words, or are you supposed to pray without ceasing? And then you're supposed to dig a little bit deeper, and you realize you're not supposed to say a bunch of words so that way you can look great in front of other people. Oh, praying, and then everybody's like, wow, look how amazing you are. And that's not the goal of prayer. The goal of prayer is not to build your ego or yourself, I guess, or whichever one it is. But the goal of prayer is to commune with God and talk with God. And so in those situations, you should pray without ceasing. And so it's different. It's a different type of prayer.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't like this guy at all.
I don't blame him.
Worlds crumbled and skies collapsed. Stars wiped out. Guardians released. What did you get the song?
It was a 2, then it was a 1, then I gave it a 3.5 because you brought up the lyrical content.
Okay.
But then I'm reminded by how much I didn't like it, so I'm putting it back down to a 2. 2.
You're really gonna give it a 2?
I really did not like this song.
Okay, this song is objectively a 7.77. I think the rest of you guys, you reacted to the bad production, which I gotta be fair because most black metal has terrible production.
Yeah.
This one had particularly terrible production. I think it was Jambi or somebody that was like, these dudes took a bunch of Shakespearean texts and then took a bunch of pots and pans and started beating it and then saying, "How come you're not listening to me?" That was a pretty wise way of saying it. But I truly believe that if people give themselves a shot to listen to the song 2 or 3 more times, they're going to see the genius in it. Look, we've listened to 3 or 4 Deathspell Omega songs. I mean, I don't see much difference between... I mean, Deathspell Omega, I think the musicianship is a little bit more pronounced.
Okay.
So I'll give him that.
I mean,
but it's not that far off. Oh, Rip the God in the house.
It's
That's
not.
good.
It's not gonna break my heart if I miss out on this. I'm sorry.
All right.
I feel bad for David.
All right.
Of course, I don't really know who you are. So
there you are, dear listener. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone. Jambi, you better hope people are nicer to our stuff than you are with other people's stuff, you brat. You horrible human.
Who'd you say that to?
Jambi.
I'm surprised you're not saying it to me.
He said it was terrible. What's up, Seven? Good to see you, buddy.
I mean,
completely random. I'm taking off, guys. I got my clothing apparel website up today. Yo, send me a link, vinandsori@gmail.com. Or send me some shirts, bro. Send me some gear.
who was that?
That's Applejack. That's my guy.
I thought he had your. Doesn't he have your phone number?
Send me. No, he doesn't have my number.
Texting. Oh,
he doesn't have my number. Let me jump on Twitter real quick.
All right. XU. Let's go.
So that's boom. Hold on. Let me did you open that Schoolcraft thing? Yeah, check that out, bro.
I didn't see anything.
Okay.
What is it?
I got it. No sweat.
It's in the email? Yeah, I wouldn't have seen it. Okay, what is going on with this thing?
All right, Applejack, you got my number there, bro. Text me anytime. And also, don't forget, we got that track to jump on. Don't forget. And keep in mind, I still got to go back to New York from time to time. So, I mean, if you want to go in on folks, I'm with it. Just make sure it's after I visit the hood. All right, guys, 2 minutes. We got another song coming your way, you beautiful people. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinandsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord,
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
and they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them. We have a special announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Sori is off the channel. From now on, it'll be the Vin channel. The Vin channel. Da-doom, 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 da-doom.
Lies! He's a liar! Don't believe his words!
Ah! Okay. I'm gonna have to trust that I'm.
He was like, sorry, you're bad for business.
Who said that? Oh, when I fired you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're actually very, very good for business. Skylar's like, it's about time. It's about time you fired her.
What, Skylar? How dare you?
My man, Middle Earth in the house. We're about to shoot an update video in a couple days, and you guys are going to be, I think you guys are going to be very happy. And you have the big homie Middle Earth to thank for it. So shout out to the big homie Middle Earth.
Skylar, oops. I mean, hi, sorry.
Yeah, he said, finally, when I fired your ass.
Listen, I just have to point out that after that last song, I'm just saying.
And I have a bunch of this.
So do with that what you will.
People are like, how do you guys stream so long? How are you able to work so much? Oh, there's prices. Did you block Ben Webb from the channel? No, we would never block Ben Webb from the channel. Although
Ben could murder me on Christmas and he'd still be in the channel.
Well, you'd have to understand what kind of reason. What was his reasoning?
Did
he feel threatened?
No, probably something like, maybe
because a lot of
clean the hair out of the drain after my shower or something.
A lot of people get away with killing people, and then they just say, I felt threatened. The Ruins of Beverast, Ropes into Eden is the name of this song.
That kind of sounds interesting. Sounds like you're trying to...
We, dear listener, are Christians who are reacting to not necessarily Christian music.
Right. So
this is for the Epic Underground Alliance. They are DJ streaming tonight. If you, dear listener, are on regular YouTube, you're a square, but that's okay. Because here it is for you free of charge. All right, guys, Ropes into Eden. Let's go. Get on. Interesting. This guy's kind of industrial, maybe? Extreme. Okay, these guys are extreme metal. Extreme. It's the extreme U, the XU, not the Epic Underground. Sorry, had to make that right. We continue.
Yes, you dumb.
Still the breath of vengeance is Hold still. Blackness is complete. No vestige of sunlight can penetrate as far as this.
Okay.
Okay, so this one was a little bit more accessible than the other. I still think the other one was great. I think Skylar's right. This was an experience.
Yeah.
Entreat your God to hold his breath. It's like fire. That's a brilliant line. That is such a... See, my man Jack appreciates a very well-placed lyric. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. I've been doing this for 3 years, bro. 3 years. Finally, somebody gets it. Shout out to the homie Jack. This song was the joint. This song was the shit. You know, somebody...
I really like this one, too.
Somebody on Facebook, no disrespect to Facebook, no disrespect to anybody. They have their opinions. Guys like, man, I love you guys. You guys are amazing, but it really sucks the music you have to listen to. I don't have to listen to anything. The fact of the matter is, I say this all the time on these DJ streams. Listen, we can do Tool all day. We can do Metallica all day. And you know what? I'm going to break something down for y'all about how this works. Okay? We could clear... I'm not going to put a number on it. Let me say it this way. If Sori and I did a week of Metallica and another week of Tool and another week of straight Avenged Sevenfold, we would... If we did that for 3 weeks, we could generate a customer base that is only going to buy Metallica, Tool, and Avenged Sevenfold. We can go through the Metallica's entire discography, Tool's, all that. And I'm not saying that we won't eventually. It depends on how long we do the channel. But we've listened to over 2,000 songs, guys. So for me, when people talk about the songs you have to listen to or it being work or whatever, listening to bands that have 400 views in 2 years, are you gonna find bands like the band before where 98% of people aren't gonna give it a shot and say, oh, that sucks? Sure. But you're gonna have experiences that you wouldn't have had if you don't expand it. Now, this brother, he said that and he bounced. Okay. So, like, I'm not offended by it. I'm just trying to give you guys some context as to why I prefer these kinds of bands and songs, etc. Because after a while, another Tool or Metallica, like, no disrespect to Tool or Metallica, we're gonna be doing them.
I think for me, I haven't heard enough Tool and Metallica
That's
for me to
right,
feel that
right.
way.
That's the difference. Yes, yes.
Because
I
I only
agree.
hear what I hear on the channel, so.
Right. So you're a 3-year-old metalhead. I've been a metalhead since 2000. So
right.
That's another very, very well stated fair point. Okay. Holy shit, we've got the poll.
Yay. Somebody suggested, I'm like, you know what, I bet I can figure this out.
That's really good.
Yeah, should we say this now or at the end of our rating?
Oh man, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that shit so that when we rate, we can then tell what everybody else did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's such a good idea. Who came up with that idea?
Somebody asked if we could do a poll. And
I pointed. I said, hey, check that out. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and so then I looked and found a way to do it.
So I pointed to
Very,
Soraya
very
live
simple.
as we were doing it, and she got it done. So
Very
going forward, guys, you guys are going to be voting with us. We got to get that guy a shirt. Whoever came up with the idea. That was such a brilliant idea.
Who came up with the poll idea?
Whoever came up with the poll idea, you're getting a free shirt. You can either get a Middle America shirt or a Sori shirt. I know what shirt you're going to get because
Again,
everybody's a
trillion.
bandwagon.
Actually,
jumper on this
tomorrow my goal is to set up that thing on Teespring, so that new shirt should be available. Actually, there'll be 2 new shirts available tomorrow. Should be tomorrow. Anyway, so yeah, this one was way better in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't say it was better now. I didn't say it was better. I said it was more accessible. Shout out to Roy. What's up, Roy? Go ahead. Finish your point.
Yeah, so I really liked it. Hey, so you guys can see on your end what percentages the polls are at?
That's great.
I just thought that was hidden, so.
Well, the audience, you know, that is watching this live on YouTube. But that's another very cool
Yep.
little wrinkle.
Next level.
Shit is starting to come together. I'm very.
You know how I am. I like it when stuff is simple.
It only took us 3 years. Get that man a shirt.
Yes, I will. Okay, so I really liked. I will agree with whoever said that it was like an experience. This one.
Yeah, Skylar said that. Shout out to Skylar.
You want to read the
the lyrics. There's a lot of words that I think.
Well, what about? I don't even want to say the instrumentality because there's some synth in there. But what about the instrumentation and all that? The vocals. How did the music itself hit you?
Well, it's interesting because a lot of times when I hear a song, it kind of breaks off into pieces that I like or I enjoy, and then the songs that I experience as an experience are ones where when I look back at it, I can't really like pull everything apart. It just was melded together very, very well. And this is. What type of metal is this?
It's I don't know, just metal. I heard it's a one man band.
No.
That's what I heard.
Is this a one man? How do we find that out?
I don't know. Kel knows this stuff.
Definitely.
Kel and Dross has a thing.
Yeah, let us know if they're
okay.
if
So
this
this
is a
was
one-man band.
atmospheric black metal. Is currently my favorite genre. Every song feels like a journey. No two albums are the same journey. Holy shit.
Okay, I don't think I'm a black metal fan, but I could get into atmospheric black metal. That I could do, but
yeah, because he did a good job with the atmosphere for sure.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah.
he did. Yeah, and I like. Before I had this channel, my only real introduction to metal, you guys heard the story before, Metallica and Korn. But the other thing about it was the radio. So I turned into K-Rock in New York. You can tune into K-Rock, and there's a format for radio. 3.5-minute songs, in and out, blah.
Yep.
And so you don't get songs. Metallica was the first 8-minute song that I ever listened to. I remember putting it in there and the reader said 8 minutes. I was like, oh my God, an 8-minute song? That's like 2 songs. I was like, this is going to be trash. Oh my God. What do you have to say for 8 minutes in a song anyway?
Really? I didn't know you had that
Well,
mindset about it.
okay, I come from hip hop, right? What is hip hop? Verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. You're out. You do 3 verses, you're out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no 11-minute rap song. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, I was like, man, this shit sucks. This is terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then after a while, it's like, so then I began to appreciate bands that would do long form songs because I interpreted that as you don't care about the radio because you're definitely not going to be on the radio, and you don't give a fuck about MTV because you ain't going on MTV with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go on. So anytime I see a really long song, as long as it's not a progressive song, because I don't like progressive music because I feel like it's too pretentious, except for Diablo Discard. When I hear long form songs, it usually automatically gets credit from me because Okay, that's true. Rapper's Delight is a long rap song. That is true. Go ahead. What were you saying?
What's Catamina? Catamina?
What's that?
Oh, I don't know. Franco, I don't know what that is. I thought that had to do with the song.
Catamine?
Oh, no, he's saying I would like them. I'm sorry, I misread
There's
that.
a band called Ketamine.
Apparently.
Ketamine is a drug.
It reminded me of your friend's name.
Ketamine?
Yeah.
Who?
The one that you tried to get in a business deal with us? It sounds like her.
Oh,
name.
yeah, it does.
Anyway, so yeah, I liked the experience of it, and I am not sure. Like some of the stuff that they were saying about the Eden stuff, I thought was okay, honey. You're just gonna have to go into it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Exhale as the maelstrom.
Maelstrom is a storm.
Okay.
Exhale as the maelstrom returns and bodies fall into Eden abysmal. Very nice, uplifting songs. Amorphous and poorly instincted, unmoved with the giants of the seabed, entities muted and subdued to noise that has given us names. So, isn't that legend or myth or whatever that there's a bunch of giants or titans that are incarcerated underwater? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah,
before?
I have heard that.
Yes, I don't know if he's referring to that. There is in Revelation, you had spirits that were imprisoned by the Euphrates River, and then they were released. So water, whatever. Alien voices remain unechoed from alien mountains. Still the breath of engines is never inhaled, lest the tree of life decays.
Yeah,
Thus, Well, it looks like he's talking about the progress of humankind, and then what we do with that as far as pollution and all the rest of that stuff to the planet. Alien voices remain unechoed from Alien Mountain. It looks like what he's saying is like that we're just down here and they're up there and nobody's helping us because alien voices remain unechoed. So they're not saying anything to us.
The lyrics of this song just was a complete... No, the lyrics weren't a disaster, but my interpretation just like... Because of everything that you... Like when we talk about Eden and what went on in Eden and the panel of the gods in Eden. So when it said alien voices remain unechoed from alien mountains, I thought it was talking about the gods in Eden and
hanging out with the gods in Eden. No Christian knows what you're talking about right now.
Well, yeah. Oh, I know that.
That's
but
part
I
of
assumed that this was not a Christian band.
But
and it was just
what I'm saying is explain what you're saying, because I know what you're talking about the mountains and the gods and the aliens and stuff in Eden. But I'm pretty certain I don't even think anybody in the chat knows what you're talking about. So you're gonna have to
kind of break it down.
You're gonna have to explicate that.
Fill in the gaps. So it comes from this idea that there's like a panel of the gods and
divine council.
The divine council. That you want to just explain?
No, go ahead.
They make decisions in the panel, and so
council.
within Eden, there's why not panel? Why council? Why? Why are you making
because the name a panel doesn't decide. They sit there and have opinions. Right? Like you do a conference and then you have the panel and people ask questions and they give their opinions. A council gets together and they decide what they're going to do about a given situation. They're actually doing something with the decision. Whereas a panel is just sharing an opinion.
Yeah, but I wasn't actually seeing it like that because God's the one that's actually deciding what's going to happen. They decide the little... So I was seeing it more as a panel. Okay, so what did you call it? The what?
Psalm 82 calls it the Divine Council.
Stop talking to me like that. Psalm 82 calls it the Divine Council. The point of the matter is, Vinny would be better at explaining this, but basically, in the garden, there was that the council was there, and they would meet, they would have their meetings or whatever on the top of the mountain within the garden, and so when it's talking about alien voices remained unechoed from alien mountains, I thought about that idea of, because obviously whenever we don't understand something, we just have to name it something or call it something. And so we have this idea of aliens, but it's something we don't understand. Are they there? Are they here? Are they a threat? Are they safe? Are they not? Like, especially with all the stuff that's been coming out as of late about aliens. There's a lot more stuff coming out. It's not just like a green bobbleheady thing that came out in the whatever.
It seems
like there's a lot more information coming out that's kind of like, and there's that. So I was thinking about that happening in the garden. Still, the breath of engines is never inhaled, lest the tree of life decays. And for some reason, when it got to that part, this is just completely what I pictured. I pictured that Adam and Eve got sent out of the garden and that the council was still there and the cherub was there to block the entrance to the garden because they were never supposed to stay in the garden to begin with. A lot of times people think that Adam and Eve were going to just stay in the garden, but they were supposed to be
that God
fruitful,
just wanted them
multiply and fill
God
the
just
earth.
wanted them naked in the garden, just be naked and dumb. That's not what he wanted.
Phrased that way before, but
but go ahead.
So anyway, so when I read that part, I thought it was like talking about them with it. Because if they were part of the council and they helped, make decisions and whatnot, and then they see that God creates Adam and Eve and all this craziness is happening. It's the first of creation like that. They've never seen anything like it. And then, Adam and Eve both sin. And when they do, God sends them out of the garden, but he's still with them. And that's not something they'd ever seen before, because if you look back at the history, the angels, when they disobeyed, they got kicked out of heaven. It was just totally not a good scene for them. So they might have been looking at that whole thing with Adam and Eve and be like, well, this is confusing. These people are getting this preferential special treatment from God. And so Adam and Eve get sent off.
God definitely plays favorites. That's for sure.
The angels. I'm doing this because there's fiery swords that are supposedly, they're crossed and keeping everybody. I don't know if that's literal. I say supposedly because I used to think it was literal when I was a kid, and now I think it's interdimensional or something like that. probably something totally other than that.
Okay.
But when it said, "Still the breath of engines is never inhaled, lest the tree of life decays," I was just thinking, I wonder if there's any like confusion on their part because of how they saw Adam and Eve go out of the garden. And then is there any confusion to them as far as the tree of life? Like, is this what could happen to it? Like, will it? So I didn't know if they were like in there, like, just because Adam and Eve can't come out doesn't mean that they can't leave. But I imagine that they couldn't leave. And so then they're kind of like.
What do you mean couldn't leave?
Well, Adam and Eve can't come back into the garden.
Right.
They're blocked from it.
Right.
And so I think I was picturing that the angels too, the council was banned from, if something has locked you from coming in, it might lock you from leaving also. Fiery swords. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah,
so I'm picturing that they're in there and they're basically like, don't make any moves. Like, who cannot let this tree decay? Stuff has to get figured out, and then this is probably going to become necessary. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I pictured.
Don't throw that away!
We need that!
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that was, but I don't think that's anything what this song is about. So
How do you know? How
it was
could you
just
say
what
that?
I was thinking when I saw
How could
it.
you say you don't know if that's what the song is about? What else could it be about?
Mean, what do you mean? You just talked about destruction on the planet, and that's what you think it's about.
Yeah, but those aren't mutually exclusive, right? Like, you could talk about the destruction of the planet and God abandoning us, because you could say that one led to the other, right? Our breath, huh?
I suppose, but I wasn't talking about God abandoning us. I was talking about what I think was going on inside the garden from the song.
Our breath and noise is bioluminescent and clandestine and untaught. Black wisdom fountain, silent and fierce. You subaqueous demon turbines, return to your nest and convey God's sign that shan't reach this abyss. No, God still sent no sign. So you see there's another indication that people are looking for God to help out, but he's not giving any signs. They're up there on the mountain. They're not talking to anybody. So like that's a common theme. I mean, mostly in the Bible, right? It's this idea like, you abandoned us, God. You left us alone to figure this shit out ourselves, and we're kids stuck on this island and shit's getting fucked up. Why don't you do anything? Mm-hmm. And that's a challenging question, man. And of course, that's one of the things that's massively fascinating to me about the ridiculous claims of our faith, because what we're saying is that God said, okay, it looks like you guys really fuck shit up down there. I'm going to go down there and see what it's about. Holy shit, you guys are killing me. What are you guys doing? Stop doing that. That's not what happened, but I mean, he came down specifically to die. But the point is, Jesus is the ultimate sort of, no, God does not leave us to ourselves. Mm-hmm. No, he does not. You know, like,
right.
Like we are the abandoners, honey.
He doesn't scream like that.
That's true. Stand by, dear listener. Little man is having a nightmare. Why did the seraphim let the serpent in? That's the odd part to me. Well, the answer to that is that the Hebrew word for serpent and seraphim are actually interchangeable. So I don't believe that the being that was speaking to Eve and Adam was a literal serpent. I believe that it was a seraphim, but I believe that seraphim are serpentine beings. If you really pin me to the wall, I've got a kind of combination of Donald Hoffman and Plato as far as how I understand reality. I believe that everything in the world is a shadow or an image or even a holographic representation of what the real world is. So I don't believe that we're in the actual real world. I don't believe that what you see, cars, trees, flowers, leaves, whatever, I don't believe that what you perceive with your mind, the picture that your mind creates when you hold that leaf, I don't believe that leaf in actual reality
is the ultimate reality.
Looks that way. I think that leaf is an icon of something else bigger that our minds don't have the capacity to organize in a differentiated fashion. So, having said that, that's my view on things. So, when we see a snake, it is an icon of something realer. When you see a human, it's an icon of something realer. When you see a bird, it's an icon of something realer. This is a holographic reality in my mind right now. And so that's, he was asking how come the seraphim allowed the serpents in. into the garden, which is actually a very brilliant question. but it gets answered when you realize that Satan himself was one of those seraphim.
Right.
And it then becomes very interesting that it was cherubim, or the cherubs, that were sent with flashing swords to guard the garden. And most of us, the most direct interpretation is so that Adam and Eve wouldn't be able to get back in. I don't think that after Adam and Eve fell that Satan even had any interest in being back in Eden. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think that he even had any motivation to be there.
Right.
He's kind of like the Joker.
Yeah.
The Joker type character. Like, some people just want to see the world burn. Right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, I have that view of reality not just because of philosophy, but because of hardcore math. I encourage everybody. I mean, we've got a closed book group that's going to launch at some point, where we're going to be reviewing Don Hoffman stuff, because I truly, truly believe between him, Bernardo Kastrup, I think those two have probably the closest synthesis as to what we're actually dealing with in the real world. That's what I believe. So there's that.
So you think there might be some connection in what I was thinking?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, I think you're underestimating him. I think he does know what he's done. I think he's saying that on purpose.
Oh.
Daniel, this has nothing to do with anything. I'm currently in an argument with a friend about whether or not cheerleading counts as a sport. It absolutely is a sport. I don't understand how that could be questioned. Like, go try to do whoever's on the side that says it's not a sport, go try to do a championship cheering routine and see how long you last. It is absolutely a sport. Okay.
Entreat your God to hold.
Natural.
So what do you think about that part? The part that says entreat your God to hold his breath. It's like fire.
Well,
it's obviously a crazy line, but what do you think it means?
But this song is such brilliant writing. Think about how he ends it. The first couple stanzas continuously end with God's silence. Then at the end of the song, the singer instructs us to tell God to remain silent. Entreat your God to hold his breath. It's like fire.
Jesus.
So which is it? Is God bad because he's silent? Or is God bad because he speaks, and when he speaks it's like fire? I think that is brilliant.
Yeah.
And it goes right into the biblical understanding as to why people reject God. Mm-hmm. And I've been really pushing the antithesis recently with people and saying, what accounts for your inconsistency? People say, I'm a skeptic. I don't believe anything unless it's got evidence. I'm like, roger that, bro. I'm with it, sis. Do you believe the Big Bang happened? Yes. Were you there to observe it? No. Then how do you know it's real? Well, scientists say so. Do you know any of these scientists? No. Have you actually seen this data yourself? Mm-hmm. No. But you believe it? Yes. I don't have a problem with you believing that, but you cannot say that you're a skeptic and that you question everything.
Right.
So that's just an example of these sort of contradictions at the base level of a person's worldview. Like, you're saying you're a skeptic, but you're very selective when you apply your skepticism. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, you got Christians, and the Christians like, truth is the most important thing. You go, okay, that's cool. It seems to me that these scientists there, though, seems like this evolution shit's starting to make a little bit of sense. Got the fossil record and shit. I don't know. Well, that doesn't match. It's wrong. What do you mean? How do you know? It's wrong. The Bible says evolution is wrong. I said, the Bible doesn't say it. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? No, it's wrong. And if you believe that, you don't believe the Bible. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I don't believe the Bible. What? Oh, it means you have a certain interpretation of Genesis 1, and if it doesn't comport to that, it must be wrong. So my point is, like, anytime you've got an inconsistency like that in your worldview, you should interrogate it. Because on the one hand, he's complaining that God is silent. On the other hand, he doesn't want to hear what God has to say. Mm-hmm. Which is literally so interesting to me, because that's literally what happened in the Old Testament. God said, hey guys, We're going to have this meeting on Mount Sinai. I'm going to introduce myself to you. I just liberated you from slavery. I'm going to introduce myself to you. It's going to be great. It's going to be a wonderful day. Take a shower, okay? Don't come up to my mountain all smelly and shit. So they went to the mountain, and they saw the fire, and they're like, you know what? How about you, Moses? You go and talk to us. Talk to God for us. Because his voice it's too much. We're too scared.
Yeah. So,
I don't know how much he knows, but this is literally... like right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With how the Bible presents God's relationship to humanity. Here's Jambi, my brother. Vin, science is repeatable. If you burn all books and knowledge of science and did the same with religion today, all scientific tested result will come back eventually. Detailed religions die? I don't know what detailed religions die mean. Christianity is a pretty detailed religion, and it's been going strong for the last 2,000 years. And you can ask China how Christianity is doing.
It's extremely detailed.
By 2040 in China, it'll be the majority religion in the midst of a whole bunch of persecution and murder. But I'm just going to use Jambi because Jambi put himself in a bad situation. He says science is repeatable. Jambi believes in the Big Bang. That's not repeatable. That's not observable. But he believes it. And I think he's probably right about the Big Bang. But the Big Bang is not some repeatable experiment. I mean... Isn't it by its very nature impossible to replicate?
One would think.
So that's what I mean. This is, again, this is an example of inconsistency. Right? So, look, my point is, I really, really loved the song because I felt like it was honest. It was raw. Lyrically speaking, it had a little... pretentiousness to it a little bit because they were trying to be atmospheric, but I mean, you need a little pretentiousness every once in a while. I really like the song. I never said that the Big Bang is. Don't put words in my mouth. Jambi, this happens to me a lot. I'm in a conversation with people, they say something, then they'll say they forgot. What's awesome is that our discussion was caught on camera when you said you believed in the Big Bang. So go back and watch it. You don't have to come back here and apologize to me. Go back and watch it. You absolutely said you believed in the Big Bang and you believed that it happened. You said it's the best explanation currently for existence. So you believe that it happened. Okay? And we got you on camera saying it, and it's there for everyone to see. So maybe you forgot.
Unless you're saying you changed your mind.
I was just going to say, maybe you changed your position and now you don't believe in the Big Bang. I don't know. And then he goes, I believe in the Big Bang! Jambi.
What?
Jambi, that's what I was saying. I was saying you believe in a concept that is not repeatable or observable, and yet you believe it. That's what I'm trying to communicate. You've never seen the Big Bang happen, and nobody's ever replicated a Big Bang, yet you believe it because you have faith in the scientists that told you that that's what happened 13.7 billion years ago. And all I'm saying is, since your worldview is based on faith in books, right? Because that's where you found out about the Big Bang.
It reminds me of that song.
Deny it till the end.
Give no ground.
Oh my God, I want to jump on a chat, but I'll be fired. You don't have to be fired. All you have to do, Jambi, is go back to the video and you'll see what I was saying. Don't be angry. Don't be angry at me, bro. CERN has never recreated a universe. Yes, I've heard of CERN, but CERN has not replicated a Big Bang. And if CERN finally was able to truly replicate a Big Bang, that would prove Christianity. It wouldn't prove atheism, because the best minds on the planet had to come together to create that Big Bang. So if the Big Bang was actually created, that would then finally and completely end the discussion. Mm-hmm. because that would be a concession that we need intelligence and intentionality and purpose to make an explosion that results in trillions of life forms and billions of galaxies. Okay. But anyway, long story short, I thoroughly enjoyed this song. It was a little bit challenging lyrically. It was a little bit longer than it was probably 45 seconds longer than it needed to be. But
I don't think so. I loved it.
I really liked it. What did you get the song?
So I'm actually giving this one a 9.1. I really enjoyed it. Do you want to give yours before I say the audience score?
Yeah, actually, no. I'm going to screenshot the audience score so that everybody can see it with us. That is such a good... Who came up... Did that person send you an email yet?
I don't know.
If you're the person that came up with the poll idea, please send Soraya an email.
Send us an email, vinandsori@gmail.com, and put in the subject title, poll or something so we know it's you.
Yeah. Okay. So one more. Oh, there it is right there.
I'm just about to end the poll, so get your scores in, folks.
All right. Boom. There it is.
Okay, so we came in at 39 votes.
Yeah, we had a total of 39 votes.
So 15% said that they gave
Whoa. We'll just put it on there. Okay, guys. Okay, so sorry. You give yours.
I already did. I gave it a 9.1.
9.1. I'm going to give this an 8.8. 8. If you vote, that's how they get you. I'm going to give it an 8.8. And what did the audience decide? Bang!
Highest score was an 8. 49% of the people scored 8.
Okay, so you only made 3.
You can only make 4.
Oh, okay.
The next time I'm going to split it up like this, though. 1 through 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10.
Brilliant.
But that was my first go around in the middle of the songs.
Yeah, we literally just came up with. Well, we didn't come up with it. Whoever came up with it came up with it.
And Google helped me accomplish it.
I really enjoyed the song, but it's a deep song and there's a lot to think about. The last 2 songs, I'm like looking at the lyrics and being like, yo, people don't want to sit here and hear me ramble for 8 hours, but I literally could talk 8 hours on both of those 2 songs. Like that's how dense the lyrics were. They did a really good job. Vin gave it an 8.8 because of CERN. I love this group, bro. Shout out to Jambi. Jambi, don't be angry at your brother. Don't be angry at me. I'm gonna text you right now. Don't be angry at me, bitch. Where is he?
Oh, look.
Where's Jambi?
Look, it goes right in the chat when you complete it.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So you guys can see that in the chat now? Oh, so I could have completed it.
Is he in here?
Oh, who? And look, you saw that?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. We were talking earlier today.
What? Who is that?
It's Dusted.
That's 7?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Shout out to 7 Dusted. Technology!
It didn't show up in your chat when I ended the poll?
Oh, mine. This is different because it's on a different thingy.
So it's not going to show up because you could have clicked it from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why wouldn't it show it? If I say...
I don't know. We'll deal with it later. There you are, dear listener.
Bitch, it comes up. Vin out.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Go. We are the music.
That was the choppiest. Yep.
That was the choppiest thingy in a minute.
It's weird.
You know what I'm gonna do? CB. I've got a very dirty, unfinished track, but it's a song about a situation. I'm gonna send it to you. You can put a verse on there if you want, but I really want to collab and build with you, bro, because you on that shit. You heard? But yeah, I'm gonna send that to you. I'll re-record it tonight, and then I'll shoot it to you, and then we can do something with it. Okay.
Whoops.
We got another song on the way. You glorious people, stand by. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch, indeed.
Indeed, it shall lead them.
We are doing an XU stream. That's our Extreme Underground.
Yes, sir.
It is an alliance group. And these are the songs that they have picked
One of the
to influence us.
One of the perks of being in an alliance, you get there, you get on there, it's $1, and then you get a DJ stream along with your crew. Now, if you want to do a DJ stream by your lonely, that's also cool as well. And we've got some pretty cool announcements coming down the pike very soon, inshallah. So, having said that, this day, dear listener, belongs to the extreme freaking underground.
Keep your eye out. Join our poll.
Yes.
Let us know what you think about this song we're about to do.
This is mega interactive. We're
Okay,
gonna
so
have a poll. We want to know your opinions, and then we will test our opinions versus your wrong opinion, and then we'll know. Having said that, dear listener, this is Jeopardy. Nope. Horrendous. The name for this song is The Stranger. Enchilada, let's go.
What's happening? I don't hear anything.
I don't either.
Oh.
It ain't mine, 7. Sorry, guys. I'm just being a dumb butt. Wait a second. It's right there. It's just not starting immediately.
Muted?
Maybe it's one of those songs that, like, it takes a second to kick in. No, because I'm not.
But that little mute button was.
Huh?
On the actual video, click on that over here. Look.
Yeah.
See that mute? Oh,
that's the mic. I keep telling you, that's the microphone.
I know. I remember that now.
Stand by, ladies and gents. Stand by. Did you put the poll up?
Yeah, I did. Polls up, however.
Polling me. Gotta keep polling me.
Somebody already rated it. 1 vote for a 7 to 8.
Yo, this video must be. Maybe it's dead. Maybe the video's dead.
Oh, I don't know.
Is the volume all the way down?
It just took up our whole screen.
Look at the chat. Are they saying they hear anything?
Sick. Horrendous are good.
Yes, but are people saying they could hear it or not?
I not see. Everybody's just laughing and they're saying little early.
I don't know what that means.
This rate thing popped up.
It's what?
Oh, maybe they want me to add the rate thing after the song is done. Instead of before?
I don't think that's a good idea.
We hear, but we only see red. I'm a vote 1 for silence.
Wait, he's hearing the song?
The poll kills the chat. Red is all I see. I'm liking this. Some people are saying no music. Some people are saying they like it.
Okay, so I
don't hear nothing.
I found it. I solved the problem.
Yes, please. Volume is good, but the screen is red. Why are only some people hearing it?
I have no idea. Maybe when they're saying volume, they're talking about us. You know what I'm
Classic
saying?
Vin and Sori live stream.
No, it's just that copy did not have any vocals on it.
No music. I only hear the chat. I don't hear anything at all, Danny said. Just slide the poll up and then refresh the chat when you want to vote. Yeah, Amy Lee forever. No song, just you yapping.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I never changed the screen back. You should have told me that the thing was still red.
Babe,
You're
we're
the
all
worst.
saying it's red. The screen is
yeah,
red.
But you know, there's like a delay. So I thought because I had read in the screen before, so I was in a delay. I was
So it's
trying
my
to find a solution. Okay, guys, this is the official video. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get blocked. And let's go. All these things start off spooky.
Yeah.
Fearful.
Spooky.
Fear. Whoa. Really good work with the drums rhythmically. Uh-oh. Melody on guitar.
I'm scared. Okay. On Earth's true grace. Yeah.
Whoa. sad guitar. Y'all hearing that? Whoa! Whoa!
I am sad that song is over.
I am very sad. That was just a lot. This line right here: to each divinity unfathomable acuity, the only darkness of freedom from malicious light, oracles of the vermilion sunrise. So that was the last thing, the last lyric, and I didn't have enough space for it, so I just put it at the end.
So that was a 7-minute song?
Was it? No, that can't be right.
Well,
Yeah, 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Holy shit.
I thought
that didn't
you
feel
did
like 7
something
minutes and
wrong.
15
Are you sure you
seconds.
didn't make a mistake? Are you sure that was 7 minutes we were listening to?
I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Well, I really liked it.
Yeah, these guys are bad out. One, I think
The guitarist was really good.
The-
It was like in the background.
yes.
And it was like, I always want to say it's like kind of like crying in there. Woo.
Yeah. Okay. So look, he's saying it's progressive death metal, Cal, which explains
Yeah.
why it's so good and why I think
why,
the song.
why we think it's so
why
good.
I think the song is 45 seconds too long.
What? You think this was 45 seconds too long?
Yeah, a little bit. Well,
Are you serious? It was over and I was sad it was over. I didn't think it should be over.
I didn't think so either.
That was the other song before. You were saying that about the 45 seconds thing. Yeah, see, look, DJ Franco. Damn, didn't feel like 7 minutes. Yeah, it was really... Yeah, everybody's saying it felt too short. Are you sure we didn't make a mistake?
I'm
That's
certain.
bizarre.
Because
Okay.
I am certain that Kel would have been like, "Vin, you idiot, dumb butt."
Yeah, everybody's saying like it was that's crazy. Did not feel like that. Didn't feel like it at all. Oh, I'll re-add the poll. Apparently, you can like scroll up on the poll to get it out of the way and then refresh or something when you want it to come back. So, what's your takedown on these lyrics?
Maybe I should record myself while my head's in the toilet after a big night out. Maybe then I can get Vin to agree with me.
That must have missed.
I agree with you that the bassist in my band is a bitch.
Wait, he's a bitch. Anyway.
Yes, I said it. Okay, what do you think the song's about?
I'm adding the poll.
The sleeper awakens to an estranged abode. Aeons and constant Chimerian shade, a cherub defrocked, unearthed true grace. That line right there,
Unearthed
guys.
True grace.
A cherub defrocked, unearthed true grace. Man, y'all ain't ready for that shit, bro.
Babe, go with it.
Not ready for that shit. So there's this doctrine called concurrence. Isaac says, You guys are gonna split up before you release anything. Look at Amy. Loads of bitches in this stream. Something in Maine's water. So she's saying that we're bitches.
She also said
Backhanded.
Yep. She said we
Touche.
should do a new poll and say, whose bitch are you, Vins or Sori's?
Did she really do that? She did do that.
She did.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I don't know how much I want to get into this.
Okay.
I'll say this. What?
I just was waiting to see what you were gonna do. If you haven't seen the album cover, you should check it out. It's scary.
What?
Looks like the person's skin's getting sucked off their face.
So there's this idea in theology called Felix Culpa,
Okay.
which is basically a blessed sin or a blessed fall. It's this concept that there are certain good things to observe and experience that can only be generated from pain and suffering. Okay? So that's the theory. That's the idea. So what these people say is they say, look, if Adam and Eve stayed in the garden for the entirety of their lives, or they'd presumably still be in the garden, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, because they would fill the earth.
Then they would not have experienced unconditional love. And I'm playing around with this theory, but basically what this guy is saying is that
You're
Satan...
saying they had unconditional love. They just didn't know it experientially.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So,
that.
because God didn't say the day you eat of it, I'll surely hate you. He said the day you eat of it, you'll surely die. It's not the same thing.
Right.
So then theologians say that that's where you came up with the Felix Culpa idea, because God always, the best, most clearest example is Jesus being crucified. There was a lot of sin, biblically speaking, in what got him there, but obviously from a Christian worldview, it was for a good reason. So in my mind, when he's saying a cherub defrocked unearths true grace, those folks would say grace can only come in response to sin. Okay, so grace means unmerited favor, and what they're saying is you can only get grace as a response to sin. So if you look at him, a cherub defrocked unearths true grace, because Satan's role was to get Adam and Eve into a fall. The fall then changed their DNA so that they're born sinners, right? And so in order for them to get back to God, they're going to need God's grace to bridge that gap. Mm-hmm. And so Satan functioned, but the issue is,
But they had that grace before.
when you come back the second time, now you know experientially God loves you unconditionally. And they know God as Redeemer, as Savior, as atonement, all the rest of it. You cannot love God for those things unless there is a situation that creates a necessity for those things.
Right.
So when he says a cherub defrocked unearths true grace, that is a heavy, heavy line with a giant theological persuasion.
Okay. Does it? I mean, I don't... It all comes down to experientially. I don't know if Adam's lying to me or what. He said that the spider's back on the wall. I don't know if that... Because they had all those things. They just didn't... They didn't know that they had them. So all of them was an opportunity to experience. Are you saying that the devil put them in that situation, or the seraphim or whatever that snake was, put them in that situation, and there's almost like... You're saying it had to happen so they could experience those other things?
Love, yeah. Because, at least in the universe of this song, because you cannot have the experience of unconditional love until you do something that in normal circumstances would violate a person's love for you or change a person's feeling towards you. Mm-hmm. So that's not something you can know even intellectually.
Right.
You can't know that because you don't know the motives of another person. Are they telling the truth or not?
Listen,
the only way you
guys
can
better stop that.
What?
They're freaking me out. They're like, look on the top of your seat. It's right
my
there.
gosh.
And there's been enough in here where I'm like, if I don't look. Okay, go ahead, babe.
Sorry, look at the top of your seat.
Well, multiple people are saying it's behind me. Okay, go ahead. Listen, if it lands on me, I'm going to scream. Just prepare yourselves for that. Turn your headphones down if you need to. Anyway, go ahead. Because it dropped right here, I pulled it together, but sorry. So, yeah, I would agree with that. I think that, well, the other thing, too, is that, you know how there's that saying that basically says, you don't know what you have until you lose it?
True.
That's something that we kind of know in life. And that's true, I think, about a lot of life. The grass is always greener on the other side sort of idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's pretty crazy. I never thought of it that way, but I've seen plenty of people who found God after a life of evil. Yeah. I mean, Romans 11, for God has bound all into disobedience so that he might have mercy on all. Because we love to put ourselves above people. So we get put in situations where we choose evil, and that is supposed to humble us so that we're not always going after people and yada, yada, yada. That's how it's supposed to go. But who knows? Shield my eyes from the light. Innocent retinas deserve no such torture. Woo! It derives from hominid hands, the greatest sin of all, a rouge for feeble minds. What he's saying there is, this is Romans 1. When he says, shield my eyes from the light.
Yep.
The light would be divine truth. And he's saying, I'm shielding my eyes from, I don't want to see it. And Romans calls that suppressing the truth in unrighteousness. Although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God, nor did they give him thanks. Instead, their foolish hearts were darkened, and they began to worship creeping things like birds, animals, or reptiles, etc., etc. They continue to do these things, even though they know God's sovereign decree that those who do such things deserve death. Okay, so what's happening there is he's saying, I don't want to see any of that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it.
Yep.
Okay? Innocent retinas deserve no such torture. Brilliant line. I have an innocent retina. But that's also massively dangerous. Right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Because I was watching, I don't know, it's Richard Dawkins, one of these guys, and they were talking about removing children from religious homes because they didn't get an opportunity to, because of this thing.
Come on.
That it's a crime in your well, I mean, look, if they're right, then it's a crime.
What is a crime?
Having people believe in God, having them believe in it, just everything in our religion. There's not all of them. It's a and even when the guy said that, there was a whole bunch of commentary saying, "Yo, you crossed," and they're all atheists. So I don't believe that all atheists believe that, but I've heard it multiple times. Like, it's child abuse, it's this,
oh my God.
it's that.
That's ridiculous. The same thing could be said of the atheist. You could say, well, you're an atheist, and if the reality of God is true and you're teaching your child that it isn't, you're brainwashing your kid into this false way of looking at the world that's completely untrue. You could look at that as abuse. You could look at the people in the Buddhist lifestyle or the Muslims and how they teach you could do that with anything.
Well, they would say that with Muslims too.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't matter what group of people you pick. You can make them look like they're crazy.
Yeah, I get that. But I also think that the other thing actually does it too. The greatest sin of all, a rouge for feeble minds. This is one of those things, man, where I'm like, why people who claim they don't believe in God have to say, you're a gullible fool? Like, why do you have to do that? Especially considering in the Western world, the vast majority of our credentialed, famous philosophers and scientists were Christians. Mm-hmm. So, if you believe in God, you're feeble-minded. Like, I don't know, bro. We've got a pretty... I mean, he's a devil, but Jonathan Edwards... Go read Jonathan Edwards for about 5 pages to come back to me and tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, religious people are...
Yeah.
I just think it's such a bad argument. But I don't know if it's an argument or if it's just plain venom and resentment. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it sounds like to me, but I can't speak for somebody else. I don't know what's going on inside their heads. But it does seem to me a little
the greatest sin of all is being alive? That's not true. I think what they're chin up, Tina. I think what they're trying to say is that Christians are, whatever.
Yeah, like I said, you could say that about any group of people, and I don't believe that. I think that kids should be with their parents. I mean, unless their parents are like literally abusive. But you can't just say that they're teaching something to them that you don't believe. Okay, you know what? All right. I think I don't agree with taking the kids away, but I could throw in with you on, you know how like some religious, even Christian groups, there's so much about like hell and brimstone and, you know, fire, and you'll lose your salvation, and like there's a lot of terror that can be had. But I still don't think that's a reason to take away kids. But I could see how people would look at that as abuse. But it's not like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in a group where parents were like scaring kids to that degree, where it would like mess with them, give them like PTSD or something. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I never met anybody in that situation.
I just think you should give your kid options. We can't attach religious identity to children. Where did it go?
I just think you should
Who don't know any better. Well, let's pull that out to its most logical extension. We go to a store, and little Orion decides he's going to lift a Tonka truck from the toy section. I get in the car, and I look, and I see little man's got a Tonka truck. I said, Ya Rasulullah, from whence came the Tonka truck? And he says, oh, I stole it. Now, Mr. Montgomery, would you like me to say, now you've got a couple options. You can give it back and apologize. Maybe you'd offer to work with the guy for a week. Or you could completely deny the thing, make everybody waste time with investigations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Mm-hmm. So, Daniel, you're assuming something, namely that parents are somehow responsible to report to the state. We're not. And the other thing is that why does religion need options when all your other systems don't need options? I'm going to tell a person don't kill. I'm not going to say, now serial killers believe XYZ. I'm just giving you your options. That doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not my job as a parent. My job as a parent is not to give kids options.
Can you imagine?
You tell Orion that.
You just start giving him all kinds of options.
Yo, I think you just...
You could listen
just
to
do
your
the right
mother,
thing, please.
Or you could slap her in the face. It's up to you. There's a lot of options here, buddy. No, of course you're going to teach your kid what you believe to be the right thing is. And I do think that there are some parents that will only teach their children one thing, and they won't teach them the counter narratives. That's obviously not how we do things. Mm-hmm. Nor would our children be happy in an environment like that. They like having all the... You know, there are options in that sense. So when they hit a certain age,
I agree with that,
you know, when Orion's 2 years old, we're not going to be like, you know, buddy, there's God. There's also not God. There might be Buddha. There might, you know, we're not going to go into all those lists. We're going to teach them, you know, how we see the world and what we see from the scriptures. And then from there, they can build off it. They can question it. They can disagree with it. We've had some of our kids go through different phases where they're like, we're not into that at all. We don't believe any of that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. We're here to talk, whatever. We're not forcing anybody. So.
Mm-hmm. But, we're the philosophers of Grimes, sovereigns of creation, fuck all the angels, heaven to another. Yeah, I just think, like, this is a guy who ran into some, I'm going to say bad Christians, but apparently he felt condemned by them or whatnot, and so this is a song. And I think there's a lot of hurt in the world. Like, just because I don't agree necessarily with this particular connection about the church being bad, that does not exonerate, let's just say the last 20 years. We've done a bunch of horrible shit in the last 20 years. So we supported all these wars to a man. Mm-hmm. All the evangelicals, 20 years, you know, always supporting war. Doesn't matter if the president. The only time I could see those guys like agreeing with a Democrat is when it's time to go to war. Mm-hmm. It's like we had that agency asset on Trump's last State of the Union, and they made some big deal about him, but because he's trying to like, yeah, this shit is just insane to me. I don't know.
Okay.
Damn, Pedro.
I know. I posted that up there. That's sad.
Fuck.
Okay.
Pedro, send me an email, vinandsori@gmail.com, and I'll send you a shirt Obviously, his shirt isn't, but send it to me either way. VinandSori@gmail.com. Tell me your size and your address, and if you're overseas, that's okay. Just tell us what country you're in. We'll take care of you, inshallah. Okay.
Poll is up. It's about to close very soon, so put your ratings in.
Holy shit. We need to do something about that.
What do you mean?
Well.
Okay, I'm ending the poll. 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Poll is ended.
Yeah, and then this is the stuff I just don't understand.
We gotta shout out the super chat.
This is something I don't understand. Morality has nothing to do with religion.
Or people who are religious.
Why would you say that?
Part of that. But
Why would you
who are
say
atheists
that?
or deists, morality comes from within. Well, no, he's just saying that.
Hold on. First of all, I didn't say it is impossible to be a moral person without God. That's not what I said. What I said was, if Orion shows up in my car with a stolen truck, do I give him options, or do I just brainwash him in only one way of looking at thievery? That's the point. Doesn't mean that atheists cannot be moral people. Now, they cannot be consistent moral people, but they can be moral people for sure. That's what I believe anyway. We've seen it.
Right. Okay, so the poll came in. Are we doing ours first or the polls first? We'll do theirs. Okay, so the poll came in at 7%. 7% of our audience gave it a 5 or a 6. 14% of the audience gave it a 1 to a 4. And 28% of our audience gave it a 9, 10. And so 50% of our audience gave it a 7, 8. I am giving it a solid, well, I guess it's not solid. It's a 9.3 for me.
What?
What would you give it?
You get a 9. No, this is a 10.
It's a 10 for Vinny.
This is a 10. For sure.
And Adam's a liar. He's been telling this whole time the spider's behind me.
Well, I'm not going to lie. There was one behind you when he said it, though. I'm not going to lie about
What?
that. He was right.
And you didn't help me?
Well, you already were helped.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, he told you it was there.
But telling me doesn't
he
accomplish
helped you.
anything. Why weren't you going to protect me from that? Where was it? On my chair?
It's kind of like behind you. I mean, the spider has no interest in you, Sarai.
I apologize,
He had
Adam,
no
for calling
interest
you a
in you.
liar. Thank you for trying to save me. What do you mean he had no interest? What if he gets on me? I don't want him on me.
He doesn't. He's more afraid of you.
Okay, then why did he drop down in front of my face and not over there?
Did he bite you?
I'm not worried about being bit by spiders. I don't want to be touched by spiders. I don't know if you notice this about spiders, but like a snake, if you stomp by a snake, guess what that snake's going to do? In Maine, slither away.
Yeah.
A spider, I've done it lots of times where we tried it, and then all of a sudden the spider's on you.
That's because you're being so pensive instead of doing what needs to be
Okay,
done.
well, let's just end this so I can go relocate these guys.
The spider is there by the will of Allah. You see right there.
Yes.
The qadr of Allah. The qadr of Allah. That's why the spider's there, inshallah.
That's true. This is true. But
Okay.
I think I can manipulate my environment.
So we got the thingamajig.
Yeah, we already
So what
gave
did they say it as?
we already said it.
What?
You want me to repeat that whole thing?
Well, no, just which
The
one.
highest one was a 7, between a 7 and an 8. 50% of the audience scored it at a 7 and 8.
They should have listened to the whole damn song. It's a 10. What did you give it?
I gave it a 9 point. Well, it just went up to a 9.6.
JB goes, step on a snake in Australia, you dead.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you're dead.
all right. Well, there you have it.
Yep. And look, this
We will
is
be scheduling another XU stream because they have a few more songs to do.
yeah,
So
XU. You guys
message me so we can set that up.
you guys are still on the table. You guys are still on the table. One more thing, guys, before I go. This wonderful brother. Oh, let me check it. Check it. It's a big homie Pilly. It was his celebration day today. He's the himself. So rest in peace to the big homie. And man, shit in Chicago is really, really fucking crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna be a downer like I always am. Like, there you go, it's a beautiful brother. He did his time on Earth. He's up there, and we'll all meet him later rather than sooner, inshallah.
He looks like a cool dude.
Cool dude. Definitely looks like a ladies' man. Hey.
Babe, he looks like a child.
He probably was just a kid.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. Much love to him. Much love to his bro. Much love to you in the village. You guys are all awesome, beautiful people. And CB told me to be happy today, so I'm going to be happy, bro. That's it, period. The God has spoken. You heard?